And so have you worked through this, you know, you've done this first stage yourself?
Absolutely,
Yeah?
absolutely, yeah.
Did it throw up any terrible things that you were...
I realised I was conditioned as well. I was just like anybody else. I realised we're all guilty of it, and we all suffer from it. And sometimes we don't do it intentionally. It's just the way it's what we've been exposed to, I guess. And for me, I realised very quickly when I went into this was that the basics, the things that I want in my life, is happiness. As long as I'm happy, I'm okay. Anything else is just a bonus, it's an extra, it's an addition. My life is complete as long as I'm happy. And I realized very quickly, even success, you know, people say success is if you got millions of pounds in your bank, driving an Aston Martin, you got Porsche, you got a big house, that's success. To some people, yes, that is success, and that is some form of success. We could call it financial success, we could call it achievement, whatever. But true success, in my own opinion, from what I've found out, lies in doing what you want to do, what you are passionate about, what makes you happy, what makes you get up in the morning with excitement. That is true success, doing what you planned to do. Whether it makes you a lot of money or whether it doesn't make you a lot of money, that's irrelevant. Success is doing the things you want to do, that your heart is passionate about, and you're doing it successfully. That is success. But
there's some massive kind of philosophical debates here that we could have.
Absolutely.
With this.
Yeah.
Not least of which, you know, if I go out there and get what I want, etc., etc., and I believe that that's my soul that's telling me this, I want an Aston Martin and I'm going to stand on anybody to get there.
Yeah.
This is going to cause issues in society, etc. Does the real soul really need an Aston Martin? Is this an evolutionary instinct that's bastardized? Yeah. You know, that kind of thing. There's some really big, complex things here. What have you done about those philosophers in your book? Have you ignored them and just gone for how to do it, or?
One thing I've learned and discovered about life is everyone has an opinion. And that's not going to change. Opinions are one of the most cheapest commodities that are going around, and it's free, so that's why everyone has one. And I think a lot of people would love to defend their brainchild, which is their opinion, because they invented it or they are sharing it with you. But one thing I've learned is not to just take people's opinion on board lightly. I need to analyze it and break it down, because if I was to adopt your opinion, bear in mind this is not fact, it's just an opinion. I'm willing, for me to do that, that means I must be prepared to adopt your lifestyle, because your opinion leads the way you live your life. So if I'll say, for example, I want to be like you, then obviously I'll take on what you say, I'll take on your advice, your opinions, because I value your opinion. Because I feel, okay, for me to be like you, I need to do the things you do or think like you think in order to achieve the same result you're achieving. But to answer your question, I think the biggest problem we have in society today, a lot of people have detached themselves from that inner self, and they're now been controlled by that outer self, which is what society appeals to. Oh, get this, do this, have this job, and X, Y, Z.
Material world.
Material world, absolutely. And what happens when you get so attached to that? You get conquered by self. So ultimately, when you have two choices in life, either we control self or conquer self, or we get conquered by self. And when you're so driven by material things or what society or people in your community perceive to be success, or how they perceive you to, or what they want you to be in order for you to be classified as success, then you've been conquered by self.
Right.
But true success lies in knowing what matters to you, what will make you happy, what you need. Ultimately, what do we need in society? What really matters? A roof over our heads, clothes to keep us warm, food on the table. Those are the three basic things we need as human beings to survive and live healthy lives.
And to procreate.
Absolutely.
It's there.
Absolutely.
It's an evolutionary drive. Is to procreate. I mean, a lot of the materialisms that we've got in the world today come about because of a bastardized form of evolution in many respects, because we hoard, because we're fearful of, you know, the harvest not coming in next year, etc., etc. So we hoard lots of things, and it can all get incredibly complex and confusing in the world that we're in now. What you've done with the book appears to me that you've simplified the thing so incredibly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Am I right in that?
You're absolutely right about that.
I'm not trying to be insulting. You've simplified it because it needs to be.
It needs to be.
We could all read a PhD thesis this thick on the way society is today and come away confused. But this seems to be, like, clear all that. Let's go for this.
That's it, because what I've tried to do with the book is basically to make it a simple read, something anybody could pick up, whether you got a degree or you haven't got a degree, you can read it and comprehend what the message of the book is. Because a lot of books you read these days are so full of jargon, so full of complex words, even unless you're highly educated, some of them you can't even understand what the author is trying to put across. And I think what's the objective? If you're trying to passing a message, it's got to be easy to read to the masses. If not, then your message is not going to be transferred over. And that's what I've tried to do with this book, and hopefully I believe that anyone who purchases the book and reads the book will benefit from it, because definitely the principles I share in the book has definitely helped my life and it's brought me to where I'm at today. And ultimately, everything we do in our life, definitely I could 100% say is tied into our belief systems.
Okay, so give us some advice.
Some advice?
Yes, give us some of this teaching of self-belief.
Well, number one thing that I would say is nothing is impossible until it's proven impossible.
Right.
Absolutely nothing is impossible until it's proven impossible. I mean, I'll show you a poem I wrote recently, and I called it my philosophy of life. And that's really helped me in my journey from where I was to where I'm at today. And it's called My Philosophy of Life. And it says this. You see, life has many shades and colors, but we choose what shades or colors we see. Now, the shades or colors we choose is a direct reflection of how we're feeling inside. Now, how we're feeling inside will either motivate, demotivate, cremate, or create the life we want. But at the end of our lives, we would have made one of two choices. One of which would have been, maybe we decide to play horse while life rides us. Or we could decide to be the rider, forcing life to play horse. At the end of the day, we have to choose. We can't blame anybody else. We have to make that choice. And we've got to choose carefully. And that's just the way it is. That's the way it works. Yeah.
It reminds me of something that I always pinpoint in my life made an effect on me. Was my father. I must have been this big. I have no idea how old I was, but I remember him saying to me, "You could do anything you want to." And that stuck with me that stuck with me all my life. And if I was going to give advice to anybody out there who's got kids, make sure you tell your kids they can do anything they want. If they want to fly a plane, they can learn how to fly a plane. If they want to go to the moon, go for it. You can do it. So this is it's a very, very good, powerful message. What else have we got in there?